Page of our math book, and you should be following along, of course, with your math book so that you can be hopefully sketching some of these in. Sketch each angle or draw it using a protractor. So you can do this one at home even if you don't have a protractor. You just follow the lines, 90 degrees, you know it's a square. Make sure you put your points in and draw your square there. 45 is a little bit trickier. If I don't have a protractor, I can still create it though. Do you notice anything about the number 45 and the number 90? If you think that 45 is half of 90, you would be correct. So I know that my 45-degree angle is going to split that 90-degree angle in half. Let's see if I can do it. It might not be perfect, and that's okay. Because right now I'm not using a protractor, so I'm doing the best I can without a protractor. So about there is a 45 degree. These are the biggest angles that you'll need to know, though the most common angles that you'll need to know. Okay, what did we learn about a 180 degree angle? It is straight. So there's my point where the rays are coming out. All right, and 360. This one, it's kind of like if a clock was showing 12 o'clock and both hands are pointing to the same spot. I didn't put them up where the 12 is, but you can imagine. And then you can draw the circle all the way around. So your 360 is going to be all the way around. Here we are asked to name one right angle in each figure. We're going back to those naming angle skills that we talked about in the last lesson. Remember that when we write an angle name, we always start with that symbol, no matter what size the angle is. So I can do angle BRM. That's a right angle, so that answers it correctly. I have a question for you. Could I do angle RMB? If you said no, you are correct because that is out of order. We're starting in the middle and we can't do that. We learned that yesterday. So I could also do angle KRM. And there's a couple other ones in there that you could name too that are basically the ones that I just put in except backwards. Name one straight angle. So a straight angle, for me, that's kind of easy to remember because I just think of it as a straight line. So there's angle BRK. How much greater is the measure of KRB, angle KRB, than the measure of angle IAO? Where's angle KRB? There's KRB. So remember that we learned a straight angle is 180 degrees. I'm going to start a number sentence to keep track. 180, and I know whenever I have something greater, that means I'm going to have to subtract. Okay, what's my other angle? IAO. IAO. Oh, okay, well there's that square that symbolizes the 90-degree angle or the right angle. 180 minus 90 is 90. So the answer would be 90 degrees greater. Which angle appears to be a 45-degree angle? Okay, so it's saying appears, it's not making me measure it. I remember that a 45-degree angle from up here is half of a 90-degree angle. So as I look here, I can see, aha, half. So I could say angle EAU. I bet you can think of another way that you could write that same angle that would be correct. There we go. What is the measure of angle OAE? OAE. Well, if this is 45 degrees, this one has to be 45 degrees too, because these two have to add up to 90 because this one's 90, and 90 minus 45. 180 minus 90 is 90. That might have seemed like a lot what I just said, but if you have two angles and they're equal, if you put them together and they make a 90-degree angle, then you know they're both 45. So OAE is going to be 45 degrees. Okay, what is the measure of UAE? UAE, again, is going to be 45 degrees. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the next page. Here we have a map, angles in the real world. So it's a map of John's neighborhood. I think you'll be doing something very similar to this in your clever assignment today. The east and west streets are named for presidents of the United States, and then the north and south streets, the ones that are going up and down, are numbers, first, second, third, etc. What do the arrows to the left of the map show you? Hopefully by looking at those arrows, you know that they show you the directions. We call those cardinal directions. And it is north, south, east, and west. There we go. John leaves his house and rides his bike south on First. What kind of angle does he make for each turn in this route? What is the measure of each angle? Okay, so first of all, we have to start at John's house. So he's right there. I'm gonna put a point there. He first rides his bike south on First Street. Okay, so he's going down First. Then he's gonna turn southeast on Avenue A. Oh, he doesn't get very far. Look at that. He goes from here to here. I'm gonna put a point there. I think that's easier to see. So he turns southeast. What kind of angle is that from there to there? Well, it looks like it's greater than 90 degrees because the two lines, the two rays are spread out. So we're going to say, which one is greater than 90? If you said obtuse, you would be right. Good job. I wonder if I can measure it. Let's try. I think I should zoom this in a little bit. Get my protractor ready. So I've got the point right here at that spot. The purple is a little hard to see through. I think I'll try another color next time. So I'm gonna start on 0. First of all though, let me just extend this line, because remember when we're using a protractor, sometimes it's nice to have longer lines. Put this back. Okay, starting on 0, going up, I see that I don't want to start with 170, right? So I know that the lower level is the one I'll use today. 10 all the way up to that line. Ooh, I'm gonna have to pull this away just a little bit to test. Oh yeah, it's between 110 and 120, so that's 115. 115 degrees. All right. Oops, you didn't even see me doing that because I was all zoomed in. I'm so sorry. Let me show you again. So we start here, we go up, and then we saw that it was between 110 and 120. That's a little bit hard to see, 110 and 120. Okay, when he reaches Washington, he turns west. Okay, so we started here, he came here, he turned on Avenue A. When he gets to Washington, that would be right here, he's going to turn west. It's nice that they have these cardinal directions here for me. So he's turning west there. All right, so now I'm looking at this small angle. First of all, because I said it's small, I know it's acute. It's smaller than 90 degrees. I just have to decide how small is it. Let's see if I can actually measure this so you can see it this time. Line this up. Starting over here, I'm looking at the 0 and going up these measurements. I'm not going to start on the inside because that's 170, 160. Those are too big. So I'm going from this to the line here. Once again, I should probably extend this line so I can use my straight edge on the side of my protractor to extend it. Let's see how I do. I've got it lined up, all the way up, 0, 10, 20, I see 30 right here, so I'm gonna say 25. In 4th grade, we usually just go to the nearest 5, but if some of you are thinking 26, that would be okay, but look, if I just adjust this a little bit, it's probably more like 25. So I'm gonna go with 25. And then I think to myself, Does that answer make sense? Is 25 less than 90, like an acute angle should be? Yes, it does. It makes sense. Woohoo! When he gets back to first, he turns south. Alrighty, let's get back on his journey here. Okay, he gets to first and he turns south. If you have colored pencils or something at home, it probably would be easier. Maybe I'll use my trusty highlighter here. Okay, now it looks smeary, but that's okay. So he went here and then turned south. This one, I don't have to measure. Why not? If you said because it is a 90-degree angle, therefore it's a right angle, therefore it's 90 degrees, you would be correct. If we can tell visually that it is a right angle, it's going to measure 90 degrees. John's cousin Cora leaves John's house and rides east on Lincoln to Avenue B. Draw the angle Cora makes if she turns southeast. What is the measure of the angle? Okay, I'm going to go through all of these because these can get kind of confusing. So John's cousin Cora leaves John's house and rides east. So here's John's house. She's riding east. I'm going to give her a different color. I'm going to give her purple. Okay. To Avenue B. She's going to make it all the way to Avenue B. Draw the angle Cora makes if she turns southeast. Okay, that means southeast on Avenue B. So there's the angle. Here's where it gets a little tricky. I have to measure this angle, and then they're going to want me to draw it on another spot on my paper. Watch how tricky this is, too, because I have to line up this line with the line inside my protractor. So once again, very carefully, I'm putting that space on the point, trying to make sure it lines up. Okay, I think it's pretty good, well lined up here. So again, I'm looking for the 0. There's 0, 10, 20. So I know I'm on the top layer of my protractor, all the way around. Looks like it's coming in right here between 110 and 120. I'm going to call that 115. When I write 115, I have to think, does that make sense? Looking back at that angle, it does make sense because that angle is greater than 90 degrees, but not by a lot, so 115 would make sense. Okay, you can rewatch any part of this video that you need to. You'll complete your assignment on Clever today. I'm going to go through the Clever assignment myself just to see if it's tricky with this protractor stuff, and I will try to post some hints if needed. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.